What's going on YouTube? It's Insane, the place to be. Channel Mr. A&D. Back to give you guys a review for AEW Revolution 2024. When I say to you right now, Sting has lost his damn mind, I should have known that was going to happen. But see, when Sting lost his mind, Darby lost his goddamn mind. Okay? This whole pay-per-view was all over the place. And here to join me to talk about it is the man, the myth, the reality, revolutionary, Freshman Flo.
What up? It's me of all people.
Yeah, I know.
For an AEW review.
I know. Exactly, on the AEW review. Periodically, though, our Prime may jump in every now and then for this day, but Prime is on the road right now. I already told y'all all that, so I appreciate he's been busy and stuff like that. So that's why you haven't heard Prime on the podcast a lot, by the way. But also shout out to Prime. I don't know if Prime's seen the message, but people was asking for his opinion on those Michael Jackson photos that I did on Nerdgasm, but we talk about that another day. But right today,
yeah, I get my thoughts, at another day.
Yeah. But bruh, today this pay-per-view here, whew, that main event, Sting's last match. Thank you, Sting. The final hoorah. I should have known, but I did not expect to see. I expected Darby to do some stupid shit. I really did, but he has lost his goddamn mind. Sting, on the other hand, was doing stuff that I was like, why are you... I get it's the last match, but you're 64 years old. Taking some of these bumps here. Sting must have got kicked in the face 9 times.
Real quick, though. So, I'm just like an even numbers person.
Yeah.
He could have waited one more year, He could have been 65 years old, and he could have been in the business for 40 years. He retired at 64 and 39. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, maybe he retired from AEW. And maybe he will find his way into Philly for WrestleMania. It's not happening, but still. I get what you're saying, though, Pride. I get what you're saying. But yeah, 39 years, damn, almost 40.
And then his record is 29-0.
I can understand this having that clean cap of like 30. Well, because honestly, if he would have did that, you would have had to try to make it even for next year or whenever his 40th anniversary, 40th started. So I get it. Hey, he wanted this day. He wanted them Young Bucks. He wanted to go crazy. He got his wish. But a lot of other stuff happened on this show also. Stuff happened on this show. We had returns. We had, pretty solid matches. That All-Star Scramble match, I was just like, well, it's here. That's what I was about to say. The tag team match was really good. I do feel as though they didn't give that much time as I much wanted for the women's matchup, and Will Ospreay delivered as I knew he was going to do. So, and then of course the title match, I said in my predictions, happened the way I thought it was going to happen. But we're going to talk about all that. So this is your AEW Revolution 2024 review here. Thank you guys for joining us. I found a way to watch it. Like I was talking about on the predictions. I know I was going to be able to order it or not, but I found a way to watch it. Like you found a way to watch it, or probably found a way to watch some highlights and stuff like that. So we about to get... Before we get into that, Q, just overall, your honest overall raw opinion, how did you even feel about the show? I mean, it's a laugh. So honestly, I just got to know.
It was, I don't know, man. It was cool. I don't want to say it was bad, but you know what though? I can't really give it full credit because I ended up missing about 2.5 matches. But from what I saw, a lot of it was really hard to keep my attention. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. Plus, if I'm being 1,000% honest, only tuned in for Sting.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of honesty I want, because I know you're not usually like an AEW guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot.
Now I will say though, some of these matches were good though. Some of these matches, I was like glued to my phone. I'm like, damn, hold on, let me pause this game real quick. They going crazy.
Yeah.
So I will give them some of that credit. Like I'm not just going to straight out dog them completely, but for the most part though, I did have trouble like keeping my attention.
I could understand that, but yeah. So we're going to get into Revolution, and like I said, and for Q who's feeling this way, it makes sense because see, AEW is like the pure wrestling show. So if you want to get good matches, like good quality wrestling matches, AEW is where you want to go. The storyline, shenanigans, stuff like that, that's what WWE is for. And Tony Khan does storylines also, but you got to just be a little bit better with. I think this past year you got to do a little bit better with storylines, but I ain't saying that. But we're gonna kick off because I didn't see 0 Hour. And of course, the part that's free to us. I didn't get a chance to see 0 Hour, but when it came to the results of 0 Hour, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang defeated, Jeff Jarrett, Saddam Singh, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party in the 12-man tag match, which I think that should have been the result in the first place. However, the quicker we get back to Jay White, the one that came in there to heal Jay White, will be better. They need to end this like now. I'm kind of over this now. I'm over it. I'm over this and with the shit doing with the ass boys. I need Jay White to go back to being Switchblade. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. Chris Statlander and Will Nightingale defeated Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I did not see the match, so once again, I don't know if Stokely Hathaway had some involvement and it cost them the matchup. If Chris Statlander finally joins Stokely Hathaway, because that was the storyline going into this thing, not necessarily sure. But those were the two matches for 0 Hour. So we kick off Revolution with the singles match for the TNT, the AEW TNT Championship. Christian Cage, who comes out with Killswitch, Mother Wayne, and Nick Wayne, taking on Danny Garcia. So Christian still, like I said, knows how to get heat. He comes and still wrestles in that sleeveless turtleneck because it gets heat. And Danny Garcia, they're getting more higher on Danny Garcia. So I thought the in-ring action was pretty good. The whole story of the matchup with Danny Garcia was focusing on Christian Cage's ankle. And Christian was selling like an ankle injury with him and Danny Garcia, and that's when he was going to focus on to capitalize that. There were some near falls in the matchup when it got really close. Luchasaurus, I keep calling Luchasaurus, Killswitch tried to interfere, but then Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, came down and attacked Killswitch, and then he stared off with Nick Wayne's mouth like I don't know if this woman's wearing heels or is she naturally that large. I'm not necessarily sure because I have not been keeping up with Dynamite or AEW like I should have, but Mother Wayne kind of tall, or is Daddy Magic that short? Well, Daddy Magic and Killswitch start fighting and go up the ramp, so it eliminates all possibilities of interference. Basically, we get near fall as Danny Garcia hits a pile driver right as Christian tried to go for a spear, and Christian kicks out. Excuse me. And as he gets Danny Garcia gets distracted by Nick Wayne as Nick Wayne kind of gives like a little cutter over the top rope. Christian hits the kill switch, and Christian retains the TNT Championship. I figured that this was probably going to happen in this matchup, to be honest with you, because I know they're still trying to build up versus Christian and Adam Copeland. Even though Christian and Adam Copeland do not need the title at all in their rivalry, but I see like Christian's doing like great work right now. It's no point of him even losing the championship at the moment. So that's how that goes. Next up, we have Eddie Kingston taking on Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown Championship. And if the whole stipulation is if Danielson loses this matchup, that he will have to shake Eddie Kingston's hand. And we already know that this rivalry is based on pure hatred because both these guys do not like each other at all. So basically, if Eddie Kingston is going to win this matchup, Bryan Danielson is going to need to respect him. Okay, so automatically, I'm an Eddie Kingston fan, and like I said, during the match, having the rest of the match, a point came when on the apron, Bryan Danielson gives Eddie Kingston a suplex. Like they're both on the apron, he gives him a suplex right out there on the floor. Yikes! I was like, that was like the turning pace of the matchup, and Bryan Danielson showing his aggression towards Eddie Kingston. And this match got brutal over time with Bryan Danielson doing all kinds of holds and submissions onto Eddie Kingston. And however, excuse me. However, Eddie Kingston comes back with the fight spirit. He does the open hand palm slaps to Bryan Danielson. And, the exhaustion is coming. They're both in the ring. Look, just slapping the shit out of each other. Like these are some brutal backhand, forehand slaps that they're doing, to each other. Bryan Danielson gets him trying to go for the running knee, but then Eddie Kingston hits him with the clothesline, hits him with the stacked power bomb, and wins the matchup. So Eddie Kingston lost to Bryan Danielson in the opening of the Continental Classic. Then he got a win back against Bryan Danielson. So now it's kind of like a rubber match for them. So Eddie Kingston wins this one, which I kind of knew because Bryan Danielson's getting to that point right now that he don't need the championship or anything like that. So I figured Eddie Kingston was going to win. So at the end, at first, Bryan Danielson was teased like he wasn't going to shake his hand. Eddie Kingston was getting frustrated and about to leave. But Bryan Danielson called him back and it became a man and shook his hand, raised his arm in the ring. Were you able to see this matchup, Q-Flow, at all?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. I saw it. It was a good match. I wasn't mad at it. Always good to see Daniel Bryan in the ring. Bryan Danielson, excuse me.
I'm about to say, Bryan Danielson got them braids in his hair, bro. Daniel Bryan had the braids. Bryan Danielson said, "No, I'm about to get these braids. I want to doing his hair."
Yeah, got them Nipsey braids in. I see you.
Oh, he called them the Nips.
He do got the Nipsey braids. But yeah, it was a good match. It was a good match. I didn't know they had that type of beef between them where it was like, all right, we done. Here goes let's raise your arm. So, I enjoyed the match.
All right. Next up was supposed to be the match called Meat Madness. But since Tony Khan said that two of the members that they was having the match can't compete, which was Miro and Keith Lee, that he's putting that on ice for now. I'm going to do that a little bit later. But now we have an all-star scramble match. So basically, for what I saw, it was an 8-pack challenge. Of what I saw. Because a scramble or a championship scramble or even the NXT Iron Survivor type thing was pinfalls to be included. Now, once again, Q-Flow, I was catching highlights. Okay? Did they exchange pinfalls in this match, or was this just one fall to a pin?
One pin.
One pin. Right. Okay, I figured this. I figured
Bro,
this.
This match was all over the place. This was one of them. It was like, all right, I'm playing the game. I'm just gonna listen and see. I had Wardlow. I got Wardlow in my fantasy, so I'm like, I'm just gonna listen and see whoever. Make sure Wardlow wins or whatever. Yeah. This match was all over the place, yo.
It definitely was, especially the start. So first off, okay, this is the All-Star Scramble. It has Wardlow.
And you know what? Now that I realize it, I still might have did my fantasy points wrong. Cause wasn't Hook was in that too, right?
Hook was in this matchup because it was Wardlow.
Chris he was.
It was up to
God.
Okay. Wardlow, Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, with Jake the Snake was sitting there just dragging his body down to the ring. Also, I was like, bruh, I ain't seen him in a while with Lance Archer. I was like, this whole, lead that brother. Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus and Dante Martin. Those were the members of this matchup. Yes. So to answer your question, yeah, it was Hook was in the matchup.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's too many. Oh god. So now I know I definitely did my points wrong. But anyway, it was too much going on in there, man.
Yeah. Now Brian Cage did come down with the tribute to Sting. He had like the old, at least that's what I thought it was. The tribute to the old school Sting paint. I didn't see any other reason why he would come out there. I mean, looking like that. And honestly, I was sitting saying when I see this match, I was like, there is no other winner that needs to be in this match other than Wardlow. No other person. So at the start of the matchup, we have all the bigger guys, right? Mm-hmm. Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer all in the ring doing like pose downs. And I was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Can you get to it, please? You know what I'm saying? I honestly, I didn't know what we were doing. After they do the pose down, then there's that they start getting the action going, and it tried to do like a test of strength when it comes to like trying to clothesline. Archer and Wardlow trying to close Hobbs and Cage, and they're trying to clothesline each other. It's just like just doing like these different clotheslines to try to knock each other down before they eventually like hit a boot, stuff like that. Then that's when we start getting the smaller guys in the ring, such as Hook, Jericho, Dante Martin, and Magnus in the ring, and now they got their chance to do their stuff, and they're going back and forth trying to shoulder tackle each other. I was like, are we really about to do? Just had a match, okay? And then that's when the match started getting started. So let me tell you something right now. This thing, like Q-Flow said, was all over the place. Okay, it basically was just there to just highlight and showcase maneuvers and big guys doing stuff and little guys flying all over the place. That's what this match was all about. So when it comes to like highlights stuff like that, I can't give you the full breakdown of that. But when it comes to comes towards the end, they had a couple near falls of Wardlow hitting the powerbomb to like Brian Cage. Lance Archer does not interest me anymore at all, to be completely honest with you. The finish of the matchup, Wardlow picks up the win because number one, they need to win. This Undisputed Kingdom, the group they got with Adam Cole, I was like, they have fallen off to me since World's End, and I was like, the best thing they need to do is at least have Wardlow win, because the winner gets a shot at the championship in the future. And I was like, Wardlow has never had. I mean, I think he had one shot, but he needs a championship matchup. And he pins Dante Martin after the powerbomb, so Wardlow wins the matchup. So I can take it right now, Q, for that you wasn't even in favor of this matchup.
I don't know, man. Like, cause I forgot I had, like I said, like I was watching this match specifically with a capital specific. Yeah. I was watching this for my fantasy points, and I completely forgot I had that Hook was in this. Now, so I still came out of this with a loss. I thought I ended this whole pay-per-view neutral because I'm like, all right, win-loss. I forgot Hook was in that joint.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get pinned, but he did lose the match. I know,
but still, sideline losses, man. Damn. But yeah, man, this they had to cut this out, man. This was too much. I think after this though, the next two matches is the ones I missed because the live got clipped, I think.
Okay. Yeah, no, because the next two matches. Okay, so first off, starting off, we had the singles match for the AEW International Championship. Roderick Strong.
No, I saw this.
Taking on Orange Cassidy. That was the next matchup, and I was like, okay, same thing I said about Wardlow about this. There needs to be no other outcome other than Roderick Strong winning this championship. That's it. That's all it needs to be. Because if he does not win the championship, this group is dead, and they need to disband and call it a day and start over again. But I was like, so he needs to find a way to win this matchup. And once again, I never complain when it comes to Roderick Strong, wrestling wise. I mean, personality wise, he ain't really got it. But when it comes to wrestling, I think he's pretty good. Orange Cassidy's ribs have been taped up. I guess he's been still selling the match that he had with Matt Taven, the Texas Death Match. But so he had the black tape on his ribs. So the whole match of Roderick Strong was the Messiah of the Backbreaker, as they've been calling him, and has been working on Orange Cassidy's ribs. There was one point in the match, like on the top rope, where Roderick Strong, it's like he does like a I want to say it's a gut wrench type of power bomb to Orange Cassidy, and he falls on the top rope. That thing just looked nasty. It really did, and it was something that he was still, selling the ribs on. Now, don't get me wrong, Orange Cassidy was fighting back in the matchup because he makes it a good match. He even still got the orange kicks and stuff like that. But at the end, he hits the end of Heartache on Orange Cassidy, and then wins the match. I don't know if he still calls it the end of Heartache, but that is the one move that Roddy does that I do like, when he does a suplex onto the knees. So he wins the AEW International Championship, and after the end of the matchup, we get a returning face to AEW. Kyle O'Reilly is back. For those who don't remember, Kyle O'Reilly was part of the Undisputed Era in NXT with Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish. And then he came over to AEW. Bobby Fish went to Impact and disappeared. And then it was, with Roddy. But then he went out with an injury. But then he was having like straight health complications or something. Like, he almost died. So
yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly's been out, but Kyle O'Reilly came back. The crowd popped for it, and automatically they tried to give him an Undisputed Kingdom shirt, but he kind of balled it up and placed it and whispered something in Roddy's ear like it wasn't no. So he has not joined the Undisputed Kingdom, but he's back. He congratulated Roderick Strong, because at first it looked like he was about to attack him, but he did congratulate him.
Yeah.
So, but he's not going to join this yet. Say what?
I was about to say, yeah, they tried to, give him the shirt.
Yeah. Do you think? Do you think he's going to join? I mean, I know we just started kicking it off, so I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what to think, honestly.
Yeah. Next up, we got. Let me get my list out here. Oh, here we go. We got the Blackpool Combat Club, the BCC, taking on FTR in a tag team matchup.
Oh my god, bro! I'm tired of these guys winning, dog. Like messing up. You
tired of the Blackpool Combat Club winning?
Messing up my points, dog. Oh, they just bro, let somebody else win for a chance, bro. They won on TV.
They is right. First of all,
they won on TV. Like they the Blackpool Combat Club is the only ones who go against your wrestling rule, bro.
Yeah.
When you look good on TV, you lose on the pit. No, not them. If we win in here, we win in there too. Like God, tired of them.
That's what it looks like. First of all, they came out with the Legion of Doom, like the old school LOD spiked chest plates and stuff. So
did they really? See, I missed this. This was the one I missed.
Yeah, they did. I didn't get to see this whole match neither, but they did. But I'll tell you this though. I know the Blackpool Combat Club is like in a rivalry or doing something with the CMLL, I think, or the CLL, or that other luchador promotion, which right now they're having visa issues to trying to get them into the company. But I know that they have been in a rivalry with them also. So I figured that they were going to try to keep the Blackpool Combat Club hot in this, and boy, was this a match or what? Even though you probably didn't see it, these guys went out there and beat the shit out of each other. I mean,
I heard they had a 5-star match.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like Dax Harwood, got some color. He started bleed. I was like, oh my god, somebody bleed before Moxley. And the one thing I can say, they had a ton of near falls. Even cardio hits, like his finishing move, which I forgot what he calls it, the neutralizer, on the outside on the floor to Cash Wheeler. Then Moxley goes for the cover for after the paradigm shift, but then Dax kind of rolls him through, but he kicks out. But he puts the bully choke on him, and Cash tries to go save him, and then Claudio puts him in a sleeper, and then they're out. FTR is out. The Blackpool Combat Club win the matchup. They gave about 20-21 minutes. So this match got time. This match got time. I will say, if you're in a tag team wrestling, make sure you can go back there and check the thing out. Honestly. Next up, we have Timeless Toni Storm taking on Diana Purrazzo. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to just get out of the way because I think AEW has this problem. That I think because WWE's been doing better at it when it comes to booking their women. AEW still has this issue where they only have like one, maybe two women's storylines, but when it comes to their pay-per-views, they only book one women's match. It's always one, and they get the least amount of time out of all the people on the match. And I'm not sitting there saying you gotta have 4 or 5 women's matches. They had, to be fair, everybody out there, on 0 Hour, they did have a women's tag team matchup. So yes, they did have another women's match on the card because technically, kind of right. I'm just, as a fan, I'm a fan of women's wrestling. I'm a fan of Timeless Toni Storm. I don't like Diana Purrazzo as much as Prime may like Diana Purrazzo, but I know that she can wrestle, and she had a chance to show what she had learned from, well, not learned, but what she did over in Impact. But I just wish that because they only got about 10 to 12 minutes in this matchup, and that was the shortest time stamp when it came to the matches on Revolution. So Diana Purrazzo comes out, and then what's that girl's name that be hanging out with Toni Storm now?
I don't remember.
It begin with an M.
I don't remember.
It's
Mariah May.
Mariah May, thank you so much. Yeah, Mariah May, who's been hanging out with Toni Storm. So when Timeless Toni Storm came out, Mariah May came out dressed up as the old school Toni Storm. With the glasses, the backwards cap, and the leather jacket, kind of like how she was in NXT. Yeah, that she came out dressed up like that Toni Storm, and I was like, damn, the resemblance is quite striking. And that's when Timeless Toni Storm came out and doing her, in the whole black. I just tell you, I just love her gimmick in the Timeless Toni Storm thing. I really do. These women, like I said, I felt as though that they did not have enough time to really showcase what they can do. To be honest with you, because it's like I said, they only got about 10 to 12 minutes. And I do know that both these women who are excellent at what they do can do a lot more with a lot more time. They didn't get enough time. So as Toni Storm had the ankle lock with Diana Purrazzo, she kind of like pushes her off outside the ring, and Luther catches her butler. Then she gives them like a little splash from the top rope, taking both of them down. Tries to put her in her her armbar submission, and Mariah May tries to get into the matchup. Diana Purrazzo kicks her down, which gives Toni Storm the distraction long enough to hit a Storm Zero on Diana Purrazzo and win the matchup. So Toni Storm retains the championship. I didn't even think Diana Purrazzo had a chance at taking out Toni Storm for the championship right now. It's not going to. They may be building up Mariah May to do it. It may be Mercedes. I don't know, but Toni Storm ain't losing it to Diana Purrazzo. Not yet, not now. That's not going to happen right now. So, like I said, I just wish that they had just a little bit more time to showcase what the hell that they can do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel as though?
Yeah.
They had that problem?
You said what?
I was just about to say, do you feel as though they have that problem?
I really can't say, just because I like I said, like I don't watch them enough.
Yeah.
So I can't really be a judge.
But you happy that Toni Storm kept that championship though, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, cake back there. So cake back there. Konosuke Takeshita taking on the debuting Will Ospreay. Both of these men are in the Don Callis family. Okay? But they're having this grudge match right now. And of course, we're about to see, Will Ospreay on a more daily basis, especially if you haven't watched him in New Japan. And boy, was I ready for Will Ospreay versus the Kenosuke Takeshita. And for me, they didn't disappoint at all. These men had a match. Like, you can argue that when it comes to pure wrestling, like, I'm pure wrestling. I ain't talking about the game, stuff like that. When it comes to pure wrestling, you can argue that this is probably one of the matches of the night. To be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
And I don't have all
These
the notes.
dudes was trying.
Huh?
Yo, they was trying to kill each other, bro. I'm like, okay, see, they on this that New Japan that I've been hearing about.
Yeah, okay,
they
so okay.
Smacking the shit out of each other.
That's what I was about to ask you. Have you ever seen Will Ospreay in a match before?
No.
Okay, so
I've seen his highlights though. I mean, if that counts.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but yeah,
you know what it was too?
What?
I always got him confused. Because it was either him or Zack Sabre Jr. who I didn't like, and I'm like, okay, it's Zack Sabre Jr. I didn't like.
Okay. Yeah, no. I mean, I completely understand. I completely
yeah, it's like I always got them confused because I'm like, why is this dude on my screen? But yeah. I kept getting my wrestlers wrong, so now I'm like, all right, hold on, now I gotta go back and watch Will Ospreay's highlights and stuff and see what he about. And I'm like, okay, I like this guy. He all right.
Yeah, Will Ospreay, the bull bad, the bull pretty good, and he proved it. He proved it in his matchup also. Like I said, I don't have all the notes of the matchup, but I'm gonna tell you this one spot that was crazy. So Takeshita has Will Ospreay on the top rope, and usually when people be going for superplex and stuff like that, no, not them. He gave this man like a brain buster or on like the top of the rope in a way, and Will Ospreay's back caught the rope or the apron or whatever it was, and you can see the mark on there, and I was like, these guys are gonna do everything they can to destroy each other. But I'm telling you right now, it was an insane spot, and we had all those kind of insane spots throughout the whole matchup, which you got to go back and see. But however, Will Ospreay picks up the win over Takeshita, which I knew was going to come anyway. So, and I know to everybody that's watching, I'm kind of downplaying this matchup. Like I said, I don't have the notes, and I came back in the middle of this matchup, so I don't have all the play-by-play. And a lot of these matches tonight, you ain't gonna get the play-by-play because one, it's late. Okay, AEW for every pay-per-view, they be like, hey, you know what? We end at midnight or after. So there's a lot of stuff that we just not going to just break down like that because it's like, it's fucking late. Okay, so, but great match by them too. Now we're at the double main event, right? We have the three-way match for the AEW World Championship: Samoa Joe versus Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Swerve came out there with the with the great entrance. Had the ladies out there dancing. Had Prince Nana doing the Swerve dance. Which, by the way, if I see that man on WrestleMania Weekend Q Flow, I'm doing a dance in front of his face.
Say less.
If I see Prince Nana, I'm like, yo, Nana, play the Swerve music. I will do this dance with you right now, and I want to have my friends record it.
I think everybody will.
You damn right. I'm just saying, but when it comes to like sending me the video, I need y'all to record it. Cause I don't know anybody else's stuff like that, but I'm just like, yo, put. It's kind of like when I got deleted by Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said no, man, you got to record this, okay? Because I will do that. So okay, I'm liable to do anything on WrestleMania weekend. So Prince Nana, I'm looking for you, brother. I'm looking for you. But yeah, so Swerve comes out, Hangman comes out. And then Samoa Joe. And here's the thing. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm going to ride for my people. You know what I want. You know I want Swerve to win that AEW championship. You know I want Swerve to be the first black AEW champion, right? You know that, Q, right?
Yes, sir.
It wasn't going to happen tonight, though. I said this in my predictions. It wasn't going to happen tonight. Because in this matchup, the story is the championship I'm just saying in this storyline, for what's going on at this moment, the championship is secondary because Hangman wants to make sure he don't care if he don't win. As long as Swerve don't win. Because this rivalry is not going to be over. And since it's a triple threat, like I said, Swerve don't have to get pinned to lose at all. So, and besides, I like the work that Samoa Joe is doing with the championship anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just let him hold it for a little bit longer. I know Joe was a little bit older. However, he did dive through the ropes today, and he was looking pretty good out there. Joe was looking pretty good out there for somebody in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? So, match pretty good. Swerve is, like I said, Swerve is over. Whose house is Swerve's house? And
Swerve's house.
As we get,
Prince Nana tried to slide him. Oh yeah, I was about to say Nana tried to slide him the little, what was that, a belt?
It's his crown that he had.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, but okay. So before we get to the crown, because like I said, we had.
Oh, I jumped ahead. My bad.
No, it's cool. So, but like I said, before we get to the crown, Swerve was about to pin Samoa Joe, and Hangman Page grabs the belt and hits Swerve in the back of the head with the belt. And then Swerve rolls to the outside, and Hangman hits him off the apron with the championship belt. He's on the apron taunting Swerve, like you're not going to get this. This is going to be mine. Then he turns back in. I thought he was going to get the straight. He turns back in, hits Samoa Joe with a buckshot lariat. He says, "No, he need another one." Then he goes to the other side and hits Samoa Joe with the buckshot lariat. But then, for some, I missed it. Was there a rep up? I'm not sure. But he goes for the pin, and nobody's counting. Then another ref comes in, and then Joe ends up kicking out. So he's about to go at it for a third time, but Joe catches him in the Coquita clutch and starts choking out Hangman. Then, as he's laying down with him, Swerve comes with like this twisting body move, and breaks it up. It's quite impressive because it's fucking Swerve. So then, that's when Prince Nana gives him the crown. And then Swerve was just like, no, I don't need the crown. We gonna do it my way. So, playing into that baby face. And then, as he's about to go and roll up Samoa Joe, Hangman starts beating up the ref. He goes straight here and beat up the ref. Like I said, he don't care. As long as Swerve don't win this thing. Swerve tosses him out, and then he comes, but then he skins the cat, comes back in, and then gives a buckshot to Swerve Strickland, and then Hangman gives another buckshot to Samoa Joe, but then Swerve Strickland gives his own buckshot lariat to Hangman, and now he give him the JLMA or JMA driver. I know y'all gonna correct me in the comments.
Yeah, I didn't catch the name.
Yeah, you can correct me in the comments. So then, but then Joe hits him with the half Nelson suplex, and then he goes and chokes out Hangman, and Samoa Joe retains the AEW championship. And Swerve is sitting there looking defeated because, once again, Hangman, as long as Swerve don't win the championship, that's all Hangman cares about. So like I said before, I do believe Swerve is going to win that championship this year. It's happening this year. I just don't know when this year. I think it's gonna be double or nothing. I think because that's usually towards the end of May. So you give Joe all of March, all of April, almost all of May, and then he comes in and gets a championship. And then we're going to revisit Hangman and Swerve because they're going to have a match for that championship. It's coming. So, 2024 looks good for Swerve. I'm saying that, but I knew he wasn't. I knew he was going to win tonight. But I seen your text. Somebody was excited about Samoa Joe winning.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly. So, but I ain't take the pin, so I'm good. I don't know who got Hangman, but I know I ain't take the pin on my fantasy. I was like, I knew Swerve wasn't gonna win, but as long as he don't take that pin, I'm cool.
It's not Lady Sketch.
It could be Lady Sketch.
It could be.
It could be. Now it's time for why all y'all here. It's time for the main event of Revolution. Y'all thought that was the main event. I mean, it was a good match, but that wasn't going to be the main event because everything is an afterthought tonight because tonight is Sting's last match. That's an afterthought. Everything else is an afterthought. This night was about Sting, and I need somebody to tell Ric Flair that. Tonight is about Sting, okay? I'm a Sting fan. I have been, like I said, I've been watching. You wasn't with people. I did my predictions, Q4. I've been watching Sting since the early 90s. I remember Surfer Sting. I remember having toys of Surfer Sting. Like I said, I started watching wrestling in 92. Okay? And the first match I ever saw was Bulldog versus Vader in WCW Saturday Night, I believe it was. Towards the end of that year. But, you know, I remember Sting and Vader. I remember Sting getting punked out by the Four Horsemen. And I remember the transition from Sting went to transition when he used to turn his back to the camera and talk to the fans when, you know, he didn't like the way things was happening in WCW. Then I remember the Crow Sting who didn't speak for over a year. Then I remember Wolfpack Sting. I remember Heel Sting. I remember Vampiro Sting. And then I remember when he went to TNA and started wrestling without no shirt on. Then I remember Joker Sting. Main Event Mafia Sting. And then I remember WWE Sting. Then I remember AEW Sting, which I call Tag Team Sting. WWE was the Vigilante, right? But then AEW was the Tag Team Sting. All iterations of Sting. So it does suck to see him go after a 39-year career. It does suck. But I'm glad.
You know what though? You know why I respect Sting because it's like he doing it while he still can kind of got function in his body.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unlike it's like he knows his time. He knows his time. It's like, all right, y'all, this it. I'm gonna give y'all this last rodeo, and then I'm done. Don't ask me for nothing.
Exactly.
You feel me?
He get to do it his way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of wrestlers out there who do not get a chance to do it their way. So, the main event was a tornado tag match. Sting and Darby Allin taking on the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Championships. So, who comes out first?
No, it wasn't the Bucks.
Oh, okay,
it was the Nature Boy.
I'm about to say it. So, I was about to say, who come out first? Who's the one that says, like, you know what? Because y'all heard who I says in the match, right? Okay, but no. Ric Flair tracks his old ass out there in his, I think, his platinum suit, and then Ricky the Dragon Steamboat comes out as well. And here's the thing:
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat drags his old ass.
Yeah,
out.
He do. He drags his old ass out. Here's the thing: I love Steamboat, but I was like, and I figured Sting would probably want them present for his final match because they have history with Sting. But my boy, Q, I'm telling you, when I see Ric Flair out there, I said, Rick, don't do it. And I said, don't do it because Ric Flair got a habit of making, when it comes to Sting, making it about his damn self. I don't care anymore, Ric Flair. You should have retired in 2008. And that terrible Ric Flair's last match you had, that tag team you made a whole pay-per-view out of, that sucked, is over. You fucked up. Let it go. And leave Sting alone. That's the first thing I said when I seen him come out there. So then we had the Young Bucks that made their entrance. They had these old school like wrestling robes on, kind of like Von Erich in a way type thing. So it had a very old school vibe to it. I respect them for that. And like I said, hey, Sting asked them. He wanted them as his final opponent. So I already knew. I said it's going to be something. So then we get Darby Allin that's out next, and then of course they're going to give Sting the mantra. So we had like this little video package of Sting like in this theater, and called like the final showtime. He's like watching a highlight reel kind of his his career basically. And then I was like, it's very interesting. It shows him all the way from the beginning, like the 80s, going all the way, going to do all the stuff. And I mean, obviously, you had to show like Japan.
Can't show too much because you knew that cease and desist was gonna hit your ass.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You can show some still shots and stuff, but you can't show too much because we know who owned all that footage. But as Sting is watching his career in the theater, and the curtains finally closed, and then I did not get the chance to hear what he said, looking at the camera. But he gets up, and it's time for him to come out, and so we get a surprise because Sting don't come out by himself. Sting, there's this guy because I didn't know who these guys were at first, who comes out, and come to find out these are his kids. One comes out in the whole surfer Sting, bleach blonde hair, the American flag Sting, okay, and then the other son comes out in the whole Wolfpack era Sting. And look, I'm a fan of Wolfpack, okay? So, Wolfpack era Sting, and then Sting makes his way out, and I was like, oh man, I'm glad to see it. So, got that good old black and white that comes out. So, they came out for his entrance, and I was like, okay, cool. And cause at first I was like, who are these guys? I didn't know who they were until they got prior told me those were his kids. I was like, Darby Allin, give some love and stuff in the aisleway. And then we're off. Darby Allin launched himself to the outside, and now we are off. When I'm about to tell y'all not ready for what's about to happen in this matchup. Hell, I wasn't ready for what's about to happen in this matchup. We get simultaneous double stinger splashes in the corners to the Young Bucks, and also his God, Q. I know you had to see this. His sons, Darby coming there and say, hey, why don't you do some stinger splashes with us too? Right? Should have did that. Because did you see the stinger splashes at all, Q?
Did I see? Wait, what happened?
What happened? Did you see when his sons was doing the stinger splash?
Oh yeah.
Wolfpack Sting, huh?
So I didn't know they weren't wrestlers. So I was just like, oh, this looks weird. It just looks weird. Okay. First of all, because I was saying no disrespect to his kids, but I was just like, Surfer Sting too big to be Sting, and then Wolfpack Sting too small to be Sting. You know what I'm saying? So he had the Young Bucks in the corner to give him a stinger splash. When I tell you Wolfpack's son Sting almost decapitated his head on that stinger, I'm telling you, he goes for the stinger splash. He jumps high as shit, but he jumps far away. So when he finally lands, it's like he almost guillotines himself on the top rope. I was like, ooh, don't do this again. And then he got a nerve to go, huh? Question.
Yeah.
I ain't see a tornado tag match since playing Raw 2 on Xbox. There's no DQs?
No, there's not a tornado.
Okay.
Not a tornado match. First of all,
not in a tornado tag.
We gotta get your wrestler though, because they had tornado tags, since Raw too. But I think we just had one on Raw. Suppose I had one on Raw like that between the Final Testament and Lashley and them.
That was not. That was they were just fighting.
They was fighting, but I think that's what it was supposed to be. Or it's probably gonna be that Mania. I don't necessarily know. So after his sons do them terrible, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all can hate me on that, but them terrible stinger splashes. Then Sting tries to do what Natalya be doing, try to do a double stinger scorpion deathlock. Which is, for those who don't know, the sharpshooter. Yes, Sting did it first, by the way. And he tries to get them over. It don't work, and then it's like Sting kind of like falls, and I was just like, all right, y'all, can we let's just, I said, we ain't start off the greatest, okay? Let's get to the shit that we trying to. But once again, it doesn't matter. It's Sting's last match. Sting is allowed to do whatever the hell he wants to. If Sting wanted to sit there and just moonwalk around the ring, he's allowed to do that. So His sons, meanwhile, is doing the dirty work by setting up tables around the ring on the outside, while Sting is sitting there just beating up on the Young Bucks and stuff like that. I'm just like, you know what? Hey, make yourself useful since y'all not wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself useful. So, they go and they start fighting up onto the stage. Which, by the way, I like the whole set for Revolution. And then Nick Jackson has a Darby on one side, and then he picks him up in a Falcon's Arrow, and Falcon's Arrow him off the stage through a table, two tables, right? So I'm just like, well, you know what's going to happen to Darby, right? But then here comes Sting. I was like, okay, so Matt Jackson is on the other edge of the stage. He's beating up Sting, and he's trying to give him a hip toss. Sting tries to go for the Scorpion Death Drop, but then Matt Jackson has Sting up in like the suplex form, and I was just like, well, Sting ain't being suplexed off the stage. You know, Sting is going to probably knock Matt Jackson down. Okay, out. Strike one. I was wrong. Matt Jackson suplexed this 64-year-old man off the stage through tables. As soon as I seen that cue, I said, we in for the bullshit today. As soon as I seen that, I said, we in for the bullshit today. Because Sting is like, you know what? This is my last match. I don't care. So I'm like, you know what? I'm all for it. Like they had to go over there and check on Sting every day. But he suplexed him off the stage through two tables. The referee was just like, bruh, you still breathing? You alright? You still with us? And Nick Jackson brings down Darby Allin back down to the ringside area. So there are these chairs that stacked up on the like open folded open on the outside like in a line with the seat facing each other. Then they take the sheet of glass, like a sheet of glass, like this looks like my glass cutting board in my kitchen, and lay it across the chairs. When I seen that cue, I said, I already knew that we was going to be, because Sting's son helped Darby set this set this glass up, and also even in the other corner they had set up a sheet of glass also, where Sting tried to hit Nick Jackson with his baseball bat, and Nick Jackson missed, and he was supposed to hit the glass and it shattered the glass, but it didn't hit the first time, but it shattered on the second time.
Yeah,
and I was just like, okay, why are we dealing with glass today, Sting? Sting, isn't this what got Jack Perry and CM Punk in that fight? We're using the glass. Stay away from this shit, right? But no. Sting says my final match. So then they go and they get a ladder in the ring. Darby Allin is now the one that's taking the heat. He sets up this ladder. Q4, you know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
He sets up this ladder in the ring. This ladder, by the way, is huge. It's it has to be a 15-foot ladder, which already inside the ring got to be about 20 feet. Has to be. So Darby Allin is going to lay Nick Jackson on the glass on them chairs. He's slowly climbing up the ladder. I already knew what he was going to fucking do. Darby Allin's ass flips like a swanton off the ladder, and Nick Jackson moves, and he completely crashes and burns through these chairs and this glass. This shit was insane. That, to be honest with you, Q-Flow, even if it was sugar glass, that's stupid.
Yeah, dude, like, now he got this big ass gash in his back, just like blood everywhere, yo.
I mean, when I said, I'm telling y'all, this.
I don't even think Jeff would have did this shit, bro.
Say what?
I don't even think Jeff would have did that shit.
I'm about to say, bruh, it was a crime scene. Because his back when he rolled over was already in shreds, but then as the blood starts coming out, I mean, it's coming out like it's in a puddle. Like if I was to walk past, if I had no context of what was happening, and I walked past, I would have thought there was a dead body on the street. Blood is coming out the man's back, his arms. This man's back is shredded. He destroyed the glass. That spot is stupid. Look, I understand. I'm a fan of hardcore wrestling also. I can have been a fan of being,
Ain't that big of a fan.
Yeah, of being a spot monkey. But I'm also a fan of the wrestler's health, and I'm also a fan of I love doing hardcore wrestling. I'm not saying I you could be more extreme than WWE, obviously, but there is just some things that is just pure stupid, and that was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have, like I said, even if it was sugar glass, but the way his back was shredded up, he cut a lot of. You could have really did some serious damage. And this is the man that's supposed to be trying to climb Mount Everest and risk his life again next month.
Wait, that's real?
Yes.
I thought that was bullshit. He's really doing that.
This man already assigned his will, and whoever will take care of his dogs if he don't make. They've been Tony Khan was trying to talk him out of it because it's. I'm not trying to saying climb Mount Everest is stupid, but will it be something that I would do? No.
It's stupid.
Yeah, so
it's stupid.
He wants to do this, and he wants to prove because at first he was trying to do it without no training, and they made him go get training. Now I don't know if he have recently changed his mind and said no, but in April he is, to my record, is still trying to plan on climbing this thing. The man's crazy. He is crazy, out of his mind, and like I said, the blood is pouring out of this man's back and his arms. Darby Allin is out of commission until the finish of the match. I'm dead serious. He's out of commission. Sting is here to hang on to this by himself. So, in the ring, the Young Bucks is beating up on Sting. They're double teaming him. And they set up a table in the ring. Remember, the ladder is still in the ring. They're going to try to suplex Sting. Sting is fighting back. And I was like, oh my God, Sting is going to try to do the jump off the ladder through the table type thing. That's what I thought he was going to try to do. And he tries to put Matt Jackson on the table. He's going to climb the ladder and do a splash. But then they get up and they start attacking Sting. And in the corner of the eye, Nick Jackson set up that same glass that Darby Allin went through in the corner. And then they go and they powerbomb Sting off the ladder through the table. And you know what Sting does, Q-Fluff?
What?
I'm asking you, do you know what Sting does after that? This man said, my name is not Sting, my name is Leo Rush. He no-sold that.
Oh, yeah, he did.
My man said, no, I ain't Sting today. I'm Leo Rush. He got powerbombed through the table off the ladder and picked it up and no-sold that move. And the Young Bucks was just like, what's going on? So then they go attack Sting. And then they throw Sting's 64-year-old ass through the glass in the corner. Really? Sting said, fuck it. Tonight, Sting said, fuck it. Bro, I don't know if I can be mad at Sting. Sting said, fuck it. He said, this is his last match anyway.
It's his last match. You gotta let it rock.
He said, if I'm gonna get injured, it don't matter. It's my last match. Sting said, fuck it. Okay? That's what he said. My God. So, now after they do that, the Young Bucks do the Scorpion Death Drop, Sting kicks out. So, I was like, okay, so now they're just sitting there thinking like, well, how are we going to put this man away? But remember, Darby's dead. Like, he's on the outside getting checked. He's bleeding out his back. It is insane. Like I said, Darby's out for the finish of this matchup. So then Nick Jackson tries to go get the belt, and then Ricky Steamboat wants to no, don't use that. Like, have you seen the carnage already, Ricky? Now you want to stop them from using the belt?
Mm-hmm.
Nick Jackson, tries to hit him with the belt. Then Ricky Steamboat wants to try to get a chop off. Then Matt Jackson come out there and hits him with a chair. Get out of there. So then here come Ric Flair's old ass, because you knew he had to be factored into this match somehow. Matt Jackson, this is the one in the black, is about to hit hit Sting with the championship belt, and he's like, no. And he's trying to cover Sting. You try to cover Sting now after Sting had went through glass, a table, and off the stage? Now, yes, I know. I'm a wrestling fan. I know it's part of the storyline. I know blah, blah, blah. However, Rick, why are you out here? That's what I'm trying to say. Why the fuck are you out here? That's what I'm saying, Q-Flow. That's what I'm saying. That's what got pissed off. So he's like, no, I won't let you hurt Sting. He can barely even cover him. And then so he's like, I'm going to cover so you're not going to hurt Sting. So then as Flair is like, getting up, checking on Sting, they double super kick Flair. Flair makes sure he roll around the glass. He want to get his little spot going. And then they double super kick.
When I tell you the one man pop I had when that happened in my house.
when you got super kicked, they rolled around.
Yes. His old ass out of here, man.
Yeah. He got double super kick. Ricky Steamboat got double super kick. Then Sting got super kick. But then Sting, he kicks out because, he can still move. Ric Flair's still sitting there rolling around on the glass. I'm just like, bro, get him out the ring, bro. You are not about to get cut like this. So then Sting is trying to work his way back up. The Young Bucks are squaring him up. And I knew what was coming. So they give him a double super kick. And then Sting no-souls it. He no-souls it. He leans back and no-souls it. And then he gives he fight him off, gives Matt Jackson a Scorpion Death Drop. But then Nick Jackson breaks it up. Then they give Sting the EVP, which is they hold both his arms and give him the knee right in the middle. And Sting kicks out. And they're like, how the hell is Sting kicking out? Matt has to calm down Nick because he's losing his shit. They're going to give him one more EVP. But then now they're about to go for the Meltzer driver. And then all of a sudden, Nick falls off the top rope and falls to a table that was set up on the outside by one of the Sting kids. Darby Allin's back in the match. Then Sting hits another Scorpion Death Drop on Matt Jackson. And then Darby, Matt Jackson kicks out. Then Darby finds a way to get his injured ass up on the top rope. Gives a coffin drop to Matt Jackson. And then Sting puts on the Scorpion Deathlock to Matt Jackson right there in the middle of the ring. And then Matt Jackson taps out. And that is your match. That was your tornado match for Sting and Darby Allin. That match was insane. Enjoyable, but it's something about, I don't mind hardcore wrestling, like I said, but when you use glass or fluorescent lights or cinder blocks with flames on it, like those things, I'm like, I don't need all that. I don't personally like all that stuff, especially when you do some stupid ass spots. I'm just like, that is stupid, but hey, I'm glad Sting was able to walk up out of here and not get no concussion or anything like that. They retained the AEW Tag Team Championship, so that means they're probably going to vacate them, and we're going to have to find another tournament or something that Tony Khan loves to do for them to have it. And what I thought was going to happen on Dynamite happened here tonight, where Sting gets the microphone and he gets to do a promo and have his little goodbye speech. I didn't catch all the speech. I do know that he thanked Flair, he thanked Steamboat, he thanked the fans, he thanked Darby Allin's crazy.
Didn't really show they had like 3 minutes left. They ain't show his whole speech.
Yeah. So I'm saying,
yeah, DDP was in the crowd. Lex Luger was in. First of all, I didn't even know Lex Luger was still alive, but Lex Luger was in the crowd.
I knew you hesitated, but I knew that's what you was going to say. I knew you hesitated, but I knew that's what you was going to say. Like, I didn't know Lex was still alive.
Yeah. I didn't know Lex Luger was still alive.
Yeah, he's still there, but yeah, he thanked everybody, and then he talked about how much of a crazy risk taker Darby Allin is, reminder of himself.
Yeah, he was about to get into a whole spiel, but then Darby ran over to him. He's like, "Oh, my bad, guys. They're giving me the cue. Hold on."
Yeah. So
whatever he said, the crowd got that, but not us.
Yeah. So, but that was Revolution. Look, I'm going to say this. As a Sting fan, I got my Sting shirt on right now. As a Sting fan, I'm happy he got to go out the way he went out. This match was insane. And, I did enjoy the match. I enjoyed the match. I mean, the whole Glass Star, I was like, I didn't need all that. I didn't need Ric Flair in there neither. But for what I got, for what Sting wanted, I'm happy. Which makes it even more sad that we couldn't get Undertaker versus Sting in a cinematic match because Sting could still do all this shit. He looked better than the Undertaker and Ric Flair. To be real with you, I enjoyed the second half of the show. I'll put it that way. I really enjoyed the second half of the show. I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed the AEW Championship. Even though it didn't have that much time, Tony Storm. I think, okay, when it came from the tag match, from the Blackpool Combat Club on down, is what I really enjoyed. Everything on up, I was just like, you got some decent matches there. So, overall, from what I have seen and what the matches were, I can't give it a thumbs down show. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up show. There's some things I think AEW needs to work on, but that right there, yeah. I'm just glad I was just able to, be able to take a chance to review Sting's final match because I'm a fan of Sting. And before we get up out of here, Q, real quick, what is or do you have a favorite Sting era? Or are you not too familiar with Sting to know the eras?
Man, Sting is out my era, man.
Sting is out your era? Okay.
Sting is before my time. I do like his wolf pack, though. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. You might end up in a body bag.
I love the theme song. I love the wolf pack. I used to have wolf pack shirts all the time. Wolf pack Sting wasn't my favorite, though. I couldn't stand. You know what? I heard he wasn't everybody's favorite. Yeah, but I was just like, Wolfpack, because then he had the goatee growing around the red, but I was like, oh, it ain't working for me. But, because it's like, he looks silly opposed to scary and intimidating like the Crow Sting. But
yeah, I missed this. Honestly, his AEW run is his first full run I was able to catch because I missed his first two run. Well, his first run, Surfer and Crow. I missed when he came back and he got injured. I knew he got injured though, but I missed that whole thing with him versus Triple H and the Authority and all that. I missed that. So yeah, his AEW run is his first, my first full run of seeing Sting.
If you want to go see some good Sting stuff, check out his run in TNA.
I did see his TNA run. I'm bugging.
Yeah,
I did see because he ain't had a face paint, and I was always wondering well, where's?
Okay, so the era that you didn't see him have face paint, that was the main event Mafia Sting.
Yeah,
that was the main event Mafia Sting, but and I like the main event Mafia, but then also his TNA run was pretty good. Then you had the Joker Sting that was in 2012 and 13. So the Joker Sting is very underrated. I love Joker Sting in TNA. So, but yeah, guys, that is our review of AEW Revolution. Thank you guys for staying with us. Post out comments down below. What is your favorite Sting memory? What's your favorite version of Sting? I would like to know what all that stuff is. And I'm glad we got to sit there and talk about it. And make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps with the video. And once again, this is NC, the place to be. Children, Mr. Andy. And the man, the myth, the reality, the revolutionary freshman Flo.
All right, y'all be good, man. Thanks, Sting. You had a good run, man.
You had a great run, Sting. Thank you, Sting, and thank you for able to give us quality stuff at your age, because a lot of wrestlers can't do that, and to be able to walk out on your own volition. So, thank you for that, Sting. Thank you very much. Once again, this is NC, the place to be. Children, Sting. I said it already. And the Nerd Coalition is out. Thank you very much, Sting.